Welcome back to I-57. I'm sat here with Liquid ElkY. I'm so happy to be here. I've watched your stream. I've seen you for ages, but I'm not going to fanboy over anything, and it's not because I play poker, I promise. For the guys who might know you more recently from a Hearthstone gaming background, give us a short introduction of your ridiculously long and varied career. So what stuff has led you to this moment?
So what happened first is that I was like the first European pro gamer for StarCraft Brood War because I really love the game, you know, and I was like graduating in high school. At the time, nobody was like making a living of video games except like 2 guys in Korea or something. I was like, well, fuck it, I really want to do it, you know. Like, this is my time and this is like my chance, so I got lucky enough to do it. So I was living as a pro gamer in South Korea for 4 years, and I got 2nd place in the World Cyber Games 2001, losing to Slayer's Boxer, but it's almost like a win at this time.
Losing to Boxer in 2001, I mean, yeah.
And then I got like top 4 in the Hungarian Star League, and then I played poker. I moved on to poker in like 2005. And I won the Poker Triple Crown, which is like the Grand Slam equivalent. So I won like EPT title and World Series of Poker title and WPT title. And I'm still a professional poker player, but now I also joined Liquid in last November. Because Liquid is really like I don't know, it's a team of my heart. You know, I've been knowing like Victor for like 15 years because we spent time together in Korea, and now I'm really back into gaming because I was always a big fan of video games, and I always loved esport. But before Hearthstone, there was like not really a game that I could do as how do you say it, like with my poker career. You know, it was impossible to do it together because like StarCraft is just like so time consuming. It's such a hard game that if you don't play 8 hours a day, you just like falls out, and then you can't catch up. So now Hearthstone is still a really great game, and I can kind of compete without like spending all my time. So I'm really very happy about it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about StarCraft before I talk to you about Hearthstone, but before that, I want to talk to you about transition. How do you go from StarCraft Brood War to poker? What was the thought process? What sort of led you to make that jump? Obviously, you've been really successful, but at the beginning, what caused you to jump over?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of natural actually. It was like late 2003. You know, in 2003, Chris Moneymaker won the main event, and he created a huge poker boom. And I love American friends from my StarCraft days, of course, so I was like chatting with them, and he's like, hey, you guys should play poker. I'm like, what, poker? What the hell is that? He's like, yeah, just go on PokerStars, I'll give you $10. I'm like, you know what, I have like a few hours, nothing to do anyways, might as well try it. And so I tried, and I logged in PokerStars, and then like, I love the game instantly, because it's such a great game, because it's like a mix of everything, you know, there's like mathematics, and strategy, and psychology, and like risk taking, and like it's kind of like everything. And also like it's kind of the same in StarCraft, is that it's such a great game. It's easy to learn, but it takes like a lifetime to master. So it's like a lot of fun. So I fell in love with the game, and I was still a StarCraft pro at the time, but at the beginning the game was my hobby. And then after a while I was doing like so much better in poker. I was doing so great in poker when I took it seriously, and at the same time there was like some problems with our manager and some members of our team that went to the army, because in South Korea, you know, they have to go for like a 26 months military service, and everything together, you know, StarCraft gave me like StarCraft was really great, but because of the thing we had and the new contract we had, I didn't have the freedom I wanted, and poker gave me like so much freedom and gave me also the opportunity to travel the world, and it's something I really wanted to do, so I had to make the transition at the time. Yeah.
And you look at StarCraft nowadays, it's a very different scene now. You have, of course, players based in South Korea that are going all over the world to compete. It's really different from back in Brood War in a sense, because everyone is flying everywhere. They're obviously region locking it a little bit right now, but how do you feel the scene has changed? Sort of taking a look at yourself from 2001, 2003, we're now in 2016. What does the StarCraft scene look like to you now when you go to events and you watch the StarCraft?
Oh, it's really amazing that it changed that much, and especially like all the support Blizzard is giving. Because I remember like when we were competing in like 2001, 2002, there was not I don't think there was a BlizzCon back then even, right? And now they have like, remember I went to the BlizzCon in 2009 actually, 2008 to try StarCraft 2 actually.
Sure, yeah.
And then now it's like a huge scene, and it's like, but not only BlizzCon, everything in general, like it's just great that they have like worldwide tournament, you know, and like the StarCraft passion is just like, it allows like people from all over the world to play together and to attend an event like nearby, you know. Before it was just like mostly in Korea, and like everybody has to travel to Korea, which is definitely like not always easy. And so I think it's a really great thing, and I'm sure like esports it's only the beginning. It's getting already really huge, but for sure it's only the beginning. There's no way it's gonna stop here.
Definitely. And speaking of esport, of course, let's talk again about transition. You're going from poker back in with Team Liquid, back in with Hearthstone as well. And you mentioned, of course, Hearthstone, you can juggle that with your poker career. That makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, you're taking it seriously. You're here to compete. At the end of the day, you're here to win. Where do you see yourself going, and where do you see Hearthstone going, like over the next year or two? Are you pleased with how the game is panned out? Because it's 2 years old now.
Yeah, I think the game improved a lot. Like, I mean, there was like ups and downs, of course, and it's very difficult because also it's a game that, as opposed to StarCraft, it's not a game that is designed for esports. You know, it just happened like that it became so popular that esports was a part of it.
Right.
So, but I think they're doing a lot of good things with the content and the new expansion and the standard format. Something that's very exciting as well. So I think that it's going well. I mean, also for esports, like Hearthstone is an awesome game to play and to watch. But of course, it's very different than StarCraft, so it's kind of difficult to. It's not the same kind of. It's not the same kind of action, or like it's not as intense. The game is very interesting and it's a great game, but it's not, the action is never as intense as StarCraft. So it's it's kind of a different animal from the other esports game. But I think it's still going to the right direction, and they're like they're having so many Hearthstone tournaments nowadays, and it's going well. But it's gonna be difficult to know where it's gonna be in the next few years. But as for myself, I really want to improve and be one of the best in Hearthstone. And now I'm able to win some games, you know. But I really want to be like one of the best, not just like a Hearthstone player.
For sure. Well, are there any other esports aside from Hearthstone and StarCraft that you're following? Obviously, you might not necessarily be playing them actively, but are you watching, for example, CSGO or Dota 2 or League of Legends or any of the other esports that are out right now?
I watch a little bit once in a while. When I was in Katowice for the IEM, right? So, and then obviously I watched the CSGO the CSGO like semi-final was so crazy because like there was this Virtus Pro team. That was the Polish guy, so when they came, like the whole stadium was cheering for them.
The place shakes every time they take stage.
Like, that was insane, actually. That was like really, really cool to watch. And I also watched the League of Legends finals. And I watched some Dota sometimes. I used to play a lot of Dota 1, actually, and a lot of Heroes of New Earth.
Techies for life.
Yeah, techies. So yeah, because of that, I still like to play Dota. Actually, before I was playing Hearthstone, I was still playing some Dota 2. But then like the problem with Dota 2 is that the games are so long. And it's also because I travel a lot. It's like much more fun when you play with your friends, right, or people you know, and it's like kind of hard to assemble a group of like 5 people at any time, and then like I hate losing, so I can't quit on a loss. So like I would like start playing at 11 p.m. with my friend, and then it's like 3 a.m. we lost like 4 games, you know. I'm like, oh fuck it, one more game, we're gonna win this one. And then I have a flight at like 8 a.m. and I'm like, oh man, I couldn't sleep because
standard gaming life, man.
Yeah, that sucks. But in Hearthstone it's much easier because it's like one game is 5 minutes, right? So I lose like 5, you know. Okay, like one more, maybe you can win this one.
All right, so away from poker and away from esports, what does ElkY do in his spare time? Like, what kind of stuff do you do away from sort of public ElkY that everyone sees? What do you like to get to know as a person away from it all?
I mean, I love traveling, right? So I try to take advantage of the travel I do and experience the culture. I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, and I'm really in love with her. So we travel together, and I like to experience mostly the food of the country.
Nice.
I think that's. Yeah. I like that a lot, but traveling and experiencing the world, and that's like, besides like with poker and Hearthstone, it's already keeping me very busy. The thing is like now there's too much esport, and I feel like there's like things to watch all the time. Like if you just watch Hearthstone and StarCraft, there's things to watch all the time on Twitch.
If you're doing nothing but eating wherever you travel and watching stuff on Twitch, you need to give me a couple lessons on how to lose this, mate.
Actually, I need to go to the gym too. I've been going to the gym. I think it's kind of important because of the balance, you know. As much as I love like esports and gaming and staying home, and it's obviously much more exciting than going to the gym. Come on.
It's a lot. I tell you what, on day 1 of arriving in Insomnia, I had cornflakes and a bowl of fruit for breakfast. I felt so good. By the end of day 1, I was like, tomorrow morning I'm having a fry up. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, for sure. But it's important to go to the gym, you know, because I really believe. I also do meditation.
Okay.
I do meditation to like increase my focus, and I really believe like there is something like a body-mind connection. You know, if you're like in a bad physical condition, like obviously there's adrenaline, and if you're really excited about something, then you can make up for it. You can make up from being tired, because like I played like 30 hours poker sessions, you know, and I played like StarCraft for like days on end too when I was younger. When I was trying to qualify to Korea, I would play like 20 hours a day or something. But then there's a point when like the adrenaline rush, it just can't make up for everything and the focus, right? And you have to be in a good physical condition.
Fair enough. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to sit down. Do you have any shout-outs before we sign out?
Shout-outs, of course, to my sponsors, PokerStars and Team Liquid. And everyone was following me on everywhere. Basically, they can follow me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/ElkY. And on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, it's at ElkY Poker. So I hope to see you guys there. And thanks, John.
Great. Yeah, thanks very much for sitting down, guys. And we'll see you with more interviews from I-57 in a bit. Take care.